Welcome students for the lecture 37th. This is a new unit where we will talk about the series compensation using dynamic voltage restorer. This is called DVR. So in the introduction I have talked about this term DVR, D-state com, and said that dynamic voltage restorer is just complementary device to D-state com because it compensates the voltage and it is being placed in series with the line. Now the main objective of the DVR is basically the voltage compensation, or you can say voltage regulation of the load bus. It could be of distribution bus or any point where we want to regulate the voltage where the critical or sensitive load is connected. Okay. Now there are various methods to regulate the voltage. You have gone through these methods in your other courses like FEX devices, or let's say the power stability, and these devices can be categorized as shunt capacitor, which is very common to improve the power factor and also to regulate the voltage. Series capacitor also are used to maintain the voltage, but series capacitor are more effective than shunt capacitor as far as the voltage compensation is concerned. However, both can affect the voltage, both can regulate the voltage. And then synchronous capacitor, this is called synchronous condenser, can also be used to regulate the voltage. These are basically overexcited synchronous machines, and depending upon the overexcitation, the synchronous machine can act either as a capacitor or an inductor, and this property is used to compensate, to provide the reactive bars to improve the voltage. Tap changing transformer is another way of changing the voltage at the output. So we can change the tapping and hence we can regulate the voltage. Another FEX device which is used to compensate the voltage is called static synchronous series capacitor. It's called S3C. Okay, static synchronous series capacitor, and dynamic voltage restorer. Mostly this device is used for distribution systems or at a medium voltage range. The main difference between the DVR and the other devices is that the DVR is a device which consists of the active power filter, that is basically static switches forming the voltage source inverter. They are also using this, but the dynamic response of DVR is quite fast as compared to the other like S3C or synchronous capacitor, because the power handling capacity is slightly less than the S3C. S3C is normally used for transmission system and DVR used for the distribution system. Therefore, the frequency response or switching speed of the devices are far more than S3C. So in this section we will study the dynamic voltage restorer and discuss its basic concept, how it can be used to regulate the voltage. Okay. Now first thing, how it works and what it consists of. So basically dynamic voltage restorer is also a solid state inverter or converter which generates or injects the voltage, okay, in series with the power distribution line to maintain the voltage within the limits. Let us say plus minus 10% of the nominal value, and we want to maintain the voltage within this plus minus 10%, then these limits have to be followed while we apply the concepts of DVR compensation. Now see the diagram below here, how this is connected and what is meaning of this. In a very broad sense, the DVR can be expressed or can be represented by a voltage source, because it injects the voltage and therefore it can be represented as a voltage source. So I have taken the polarity minus here, you can see minus here and plus here. So as if it is a voltage source which is being placed in line, so that the voltage Bs is always balanced and sinusoidal, free from harmonics, and has a rated value. For example, this is the source voltage, okay, this is Bs. So this is Bs here. So this is called source bus. This is source bus. This is terminal bus. Okay, and this is the load bus. So we have used the symbols BL here and BT here and BS here. The line has a feeder impedance of RS plus JXS. Okay, so the current passes through this feeder impedance and reaches to the load side. And at the point of the load, we have some correction through the DVR. So this is DVR unit, which is represented as voltage source. It is the same concept as we have represented D statecom as a current source, and DVR is represented as voltage source in series, while D statecom is current source in shunt with the load. So this is a complementary function of the device. Okay. Now how we generate this voltage? There are algorithms and there are actual inverters which realize that particular voltage to maintain the voltage at the load terminal at this point. Okay. This is a single phase version of DVR compensated system. We can extend this idea to three-phase compensation. Therefore, in three-phase we have a three-phase voltage source. So we have a BSA and BSB and BSC, and then there are load impedances which could also be unbalanced, as well as they may contain harmonics. We have not shown it here. So therefore this is the impedance and these are the currents which are passing through the each phase, ISA and ISB and ISC. Then feeder impedances are for each phase are shown here, and then we apply the DVR voltage here for each phase, VFA and VFB and VFC, so that BLA, BLB, BLC, these voltages should remain balanced and sinusoidal okay, irrespective of load currents and variations in the source voltages. These voltages should be regulated. These voltages should be regulated without accepting any change from this side. So it may change, this may change due to fault or due to some problems, but this voltage has to be maintained. It depends upon many parameters. It may maintain the perfect voltage in certain limits. So although I am saying that independent of the load impedances and the source side variations, but actually it is not completely independent of these variations. So there are some practical and as well as theoretical limits that we will see in the discussion. Now you may ask that this voltage Vf, okay, which I have shown here, what it consists of, how this is injected, what is the mechanism, what is the circuit for this. Now circuit is this, okay, this is the real circuit. So this realizes the voltage Bf, the whole scheme you can say this one, okay. So this is equivalent to injection of the voltage Bz. I can write it a Bf. It's not Bf. This is minus, this is plus. So this can be represented by a voltage source, whose value is Bf, same as I have expressed here, shown it here. So what it consists of? It consists of a voltage source inverter. Here, this is the voltage source inverter, BSI. This is BSI, which is supported by a DC link voltage. So DC storage system. This is DC link. On the other side, output side, we have a AC output this side, and we have a filter components LF and CF to shape the desired waveform of the voltage, and then we have a filter components, that is LF and CF, and then we have a injection transformer which transfers the voltage from primary to secondary side. Okay, so basically this transformer is very important for this DVR, because this voltage which comes at the secondary becomes the voltage injected. Therefore, the DVR consists of a voltage source inverter, filter component L and C, injection transformer or isolation transformer, and DC storage system. These are four important parts of the DVR. Okay, this is circuit level. At the algorithm level, we should have a formulation through which we generate the reference value of the injected voltage, and then we should have a switching mechanics of the inverter to ensure that we track those currents faithfully to reproduce at the output terminal of the transformer from the inverter. Okay, so this point is clear. This is the first one, the schematic for single phase. Then we have a three phase. Then we see what this voltage source, that is Bf, is representing in terms of the circuit components and how they realize the voltage Bf. Now these parameters have to be chosen appropriately. Like I said, CDC, if you look at here, CDC, then LF and CF, the filter components, the design of injection transformer, and the capacity, the bandwidth, the voltage and current rating of the voltage source inverter are very important points. So each component which is shown here has to be thoroughly analyzed and then designed in order to apply for the DVR. And there are a lot of work over this. There are thousands of papers how to design filter for DVR, how to design the voltage source inverter, how to design the transformer and DC storage system. Those who are engaged in research can go through important papers in this area. Now again, coming back to the circuit system. So this is our basic circuit for single phase, which can also be extended for three-phase system. So we will start with single phase, okay, because other two phases are replica of the same. So this is the load here, and this is the source here, okay, and this is the source bus, this is the terminal bus, this is the load bus, and DVR is connected here between the terminal and the load. The feeder has an impedance of RS plus JXS. The current which is flowing is common, so the current is same whether IS, IL or I. Okay, so IS equal to IL equal to I. Now if we write the Kirchhoff voltage law for this circuit, it is given as BS, this is BS, you can, this is minus, this is plus, so this is BS. We can write in a phasor form because we are only considering here fundamental frequency. We are not considering harmonics right now. So with fundamental frequency, we can write that BS plus BF, this plus this, because this is a rise, okay, this is minus to plus. So this is voltage rise in one sense, this is also voltage rise. So BS plus BF equals to RS plus JXS, this drop across the feeder impedance, into IS plus BL, this is BL. Okay, so this voltage is equal to this plus this and drop across the feeder impedance. Here the current IS is equal to IL equal to I. So you can denote it by any of the variables. The load voltage BL is also given by IS into ZL. If this is a passive load which consists of RLC component, then it is simply a IS into ZL, which means RL plus JXL into IS. Okay, and therefore we can again rewrite this equation as BS plus BF equal to ZS into IS plus ZL into IS equal to ZS plus ZL into IS. So first becomes BL, this together is actually BL, okay, this forms the BL term and this forms the drop across the feeder. We can also express this in this form, that BS is therefore equal to BL, the voltage across the load, plus RS access minus BF minus J access IS. So what we did, we have combined the term JIS access with BF. See, why we did this? Because we wanted to ensure that BF should be co-phasor of J access IS. That is, BF should be along J access IS. Why it is so? Because if BF is in phase quadrature with IS, then the real power will be 0. That is the important condition for the compensator, that when you compensate with a compensator, it should not manipulate the real power. The compensation should be achieved at the cost of reactive power only. So we have to ensure that this DVR voltage is in line with the phase quadrature with the current. So therefore the locus of VF is along the J axis IS, and these components have been separated from this. I will more explain on these lines. First we should just remember this basic equation. Now, there are two conditions that you would like to achieve. The one condition says that BL must be, these are the conditions for voltage regulation. Okay. So according to one condition, BL is same as BS in magnitude and phasor. This is a very important point. BL is same as BS in magnitude and phase angle. And second condition is that the BS magnitude is same as BS, but phase angle is not an important criteria. Now you may say, what is the difference between these two conditions? Well, from load point of view, both are acceptable. There is no problem as such, okay? Because load won't judge what voltage comes to it, it finally derives the current depending upon the voltage. So as long as the voltage has certain magnitude, proper magnitude, it's not a problem for the load. But from voltage controller point of view, this condition is more difficult to realize. This condition is easy to realize. Why it is so? Because in this condition there are two conditions. Number one, the magnitude has to be same and phase angle has to be same. But in this condition, only magnitude has to be same. So obviously there are more constants in this as compared to this, and therefore the control is very specific and restricted for this particular control. Also, it is not of very good use that I should care for the voltage angle at the load bus. What we should do, we should maintain the voltage magnitude at the load bus. Okay, but let us say that there is some requirement of maintaining the BL same as BS. In that case, a doubt may arise in your mind that if the BL is same as BS in magnitude and phase angle, then how the current will flow? To flow the current, to flow the power, they must have some phase shift. Am I correct? Okay. So they should have some phase shift. Well, that is true, but phase shift is provided by the BF. Because if you look this diagram, okay, if you look this diagram, the effective source is BS plus BF. So I can write BS dash equal to BS plus BF. So I can say that BF is also added to the BS, and therefore the effective voltage source is BS dash. So even though BS is equal to BL, okay, but BS dash is not equal to BL, and therefore there is a phase shift between the BS dash and BL, and hence the power can flow from BS to BL. Alright, I will explain it more. So do not think that even if they are same, the power will not flow. Power will flow because there is a third element that is called BF. So BF will change the dynamics, and hence power can still flow. Let us take theoretically this condition, that suppose we want to maintain the first condition, that we want to maintain BL equal to BS. That is, the load bus is equal to the source bus, at the same time the phase angle is also same. If this is so, then BS equal to BL from the first equation, the KVL equation, BL plus RS IS plus J excess IS minus BF. Actually, it is same equation, that BS plus BF equal to IS ZS feeder drop plus BL. Am I correct? Now I will take BF on this side. So BS becomes BL plus ZS IS minus BF, and ZS is RS plus JXS into IS. So therefore it becomes BL bar plus this minus BF. This is BS. Now since BS is equal to BL, this will go away, and therefore BF is equal to RS plus JXS into IS. So you can see it here, BF is equal to RS plus JXS into IS. Okay, the same equation is being written here. If we separate these terms, then you will see that there are two terms, RS into IS RS into IS plus JXS into IS. You can say this is the real part of BF and this is the imaginary part of BF. Now problem is that the real part of BF basically means that in phase component of BF, that is the component of BF in phase with IS. Okay, the component of one component is two components, one component is in phase with IS here, and second one is phase quadrature with IS. It is this. The phase quadrature with IS component is most welcome because it will only create the reactive power, it will only manipulate the reactive power. While as in phase component, this one will create the real power, it will manipulate the real power, which we don't want. Okay, we don't want that the compensator should manipulate the real power. That means that unless we have active power support, unless we give capacity to manipulate the real power either to inject or to take, only then we can maintain BL equal to BS. Or there is one condition, that RS must be equal to 0. So I have explained it here, that if there is active power support to DBR, unless there is active power support to the DBR, you cannot maintain BL equal to BS in phase and magnitude. BS equal to BS can only be maintained only and only if RS is equal to 0, which means the resistance of the feeder is equal to 0, which means it should be a purely reactive feeder. That means ZX must be equal to JXS and RS is equal to 0, which is not practical because feeder always has some resistance, but we can design a better feeder. We can design so that XS by RS ratio is very high. Okay, in that we can say that R is close to 0 as compared to XS. That is a design aspect of feeder. Particularly in distribution system, RS is not very low. It is relatively comparable with the value of XS. So X/R ratio is not very high, greater than 1. For transmission network, X/R ratio is quite high, but for distribution it's not quite high. Okay. So unless Rs is equal to 0, we cannot realize this condition. When Rs is equal to 0, then we can realize this condition, because Rs equal to 0 makes this component 0. When Rs is 0, obviously this becomes 0, and there is no in-phase component, and we can realize this component through reactive power manipulation. I hope this point is clear. Okay. So the same thing I described here, that if Rs is 0, only and only when Rs is equal to 0, then we can maintain BL equal to Bs phasor. And as I said, that BL is equal to Bs phasor does not mean that we do not have any flow of the real power. Okay, the real power still flows because of the effective voltage source, which is Bs plus Bf. For example, Bs phasor plus Bf phasor equal to Bs dash angle of delta dash. Then we can write this equation, and from this equation we can say that the overall phase shift will be there between the Bs and Bl. Okay. So power still flows, it is still meaningful. But only thing is that the angle of the BL is equal to angle of Bs. But this condition is not very important condition. Okay. So also Rs is not equal to 0 practically, and therefore we are looking for another condition of compensation, that BL magnitude must be equal to Bs. This is more practical condition because we need not to maintain the phase angle of the BL and Bs. It does not serve any purpose. The load only wants the rated voltage at the load bus, and hence maintaining the magnitude is good enough at the load bus. So this condition is more practical and it is less constrained. We can easily realize it, even though Rs is not equal to 0, we can realize this condition still. Okay. We will take one example and explain this, then we go for the next thing. So let us take this example where we have to realize the two conditions. Number one, BL is equal to Bs, and second condition is that the line resistance is negligible in first case, and in second case the load is purely resistive. It has been asked that discuss the feasibility of the injected voltage in series with the line. Sub 6.4. So 6.4 figure is same as the previous one, this figure. Okay. Maybe I can copy this and put it there so that we understand better. So what we are given in this question, Zs is equal to J0.25, because the resistance is being neglected. So Zs is equal to Rs plus Jxs. Rs is 0 and this is J0.25 first case. Zl is 0.5 plus J0.25. All are in per unit, so do not bother about the absolute values. Okay. And second case, we are considering that Zs is equal to 0.45 plus J0.25. It means Rs is not equal to 0. So Rs is 0.45 and Zl is equal to 0.5 per unit, that is XL is equal to 0. There are some specific conditions. It basically means that Zl is purely resistive load. Let us take the first case where the line resistance is negligible, that is Rs is equal to 0. this case. So for this case, if we don't use the compensator, DVR compensator, then the value of IL is BSY ZL plus ZS. So this Y, this is not there. So this voltage by the whole impedance, this impedance and this impedance. So this is ZL, this is ZS. Therefore, the IS will be BSY ZS plus ZL. Same thing is here. Substitute their values. You will find the current is 1.4142 angle of minus 45 degree. And as a result of that, what will be BL? BL will be BS minus IS ZS. You can find out that. So BL comes out to be 0.7906 angle of minus 18.43 degree per unit. You can see this in diagram here, this diagram. Okay, so in this diagram, we see this is the BL, this is BS. So BS is here, minus drop across the feeder, this one, because RS is 0 here, so only reactive drop is there, and then join it from here, this becomes the BL. So this is the BL. And BL is less than, of course, BS, with some phase shift of 18.8 degree. This is the current here. This current is, if you extend it, this angle is 90 degree. Okay, that's why that the voltage gets reduced because of this drop. Now we apply the compensator. Okay, so when we apply the compensator, we want to maintain BS equal to BL. BS equal to BL. So if I say BS is equal to BL, then this will go away with this, and BF is equal to I into RS plus JXS. Since RS is 0, so this becomes JXS by ZL into BL. Okay, and if we substitute the value of BL, which we want 1.0 per unit, same as BS, 1.0 per unit, then BF becomes JXS, this is J, this is XS here, into BL by ZL, this is value of ZL. And the value of BF comes out to be 0.44 angle of 63.43. With this BF, the new current which flows into the network will be BL by ZL, and BL is this, ZL is this. The value is 1.7 angle of minus 26. The earlier current was 1.4. Okay, and this current is 1.7. Actually, this current is what is expected to flow in the load, because this is at healthy voltage 1.0 per unit. Now we see in terms of diagram, this scheme is shown here in this diagram. Now you can see this is the voltage BS is equal to BL. Okay, the current is at angle of minus 26.56. This is the current here. And there is a Vf which is equal to 0.4472. So actually the BL plus J excess IS, if we add this and join this, if there was no compensation and I expect the value of Bs, then Bs would have been this value, this voltage. Okay, just I have drawn it, this one. But since Bs is same as Bl, therefore I have to bring it down. I have to compensate by dVr. So the value of dVr as a load is minus J excess Is, as a source it is J excess Is, it's a polarity. So in spite of going there as a drop, this is being compensated by the Bf, and therefore again we come back here. Therefore Bs is same as Bl. Alright. So in this scheme you see that current is here and Bs and Bl are in the same position. This is not there, this point is not there actually. So this line is not there. And hence this gets the condition that BL equal to Bs. But this only is possible because R is equal to 0. If R is not equal to 0, then it's not possible to realize this scheme unless we have a active power support. Okay. In the second case, when the load is purely resistive, it basically means that ZL equal to R, L plus JXL, and this is 0, therefore this is only RL. And its value is 0.5. We want to get this condition here. Okay, so use the previous equation that Bf is equal to Rs plus Jxs into I for Bl is equal to Bs. Then I nothing but Bl by RL, because there is no reactance for the load. So we substitute I as Bl by RL, and it becomes as Bl is here, RL is here. So this is the first term, real term, Rs by RL into Bl plus Jxs Bl by RL. And this is nothing but again Is. So this is Rs into Is, and this is Jxs into Is. Which you solve will give 0.9 plus J 0.5 per unit. But the interesting point is that this is fine because this is a reactive component, but the real component will consume the real power, which is not a desired condition for the compensator. You can see in the diagram as well that this is the BL here. Okay, this is the BL and this is the BS. You need this component I into Rs and plus Jxs into Is. Then you will get Bs. But this component can only be realized by the real component of Bf, and real component of Bf means the Bf in phase with the Is, which will manipulate the real power. So this condition is only possible when there is a real power support. Otherwise, we cannot realize this condition. So for this scheme, it's not possible to realize BL equal to Bs without real power support. If you have a real power support, you can realize this. But normally we don't have real power support to the compensator.